Good morning. So happy Friday. I am coming to you today with something special. And what this is a story about the star in the apple. Have you ever heard about the star in the apple before? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Well, I'm going to read you and then we will find our star in our apple. And maybe if you have apples at home, you can try to find the star in your apple too. So once upon a time, a long, long, long time ago, the world only had one apple tree. It was just a little baby apple tree and a seedling with roots so small and no branches to speak of. And one night, the little apple sprout looked up into the night sky and admired all the beautiful stars. The little apple sprout wanted so badly to reach up and touch them. So it stretched and stretched and stretched. And stretched until it was a great big apple tree. But as much as the great apple tree stretched, it still could not reach the stars. And the great apple tree began to cry. Oh, it was so sad that it could not touch the beautiful stars. But a star fairy had heard the great apple tree crying. And she flew down to ask what was wrong. And the great apple tree said, "Oh, star fairy, I want to touch the stars, but I'm way down here, and they are way up there." The star fairy thought for a moment and said, "Great apple tree, I will bring you back a star, but the stars live very far away, so it will be a while before I return." And with that, the star fairy flew back up into the sky, leaving the great apple tree to wonder. With spring, the great apple tree had beautiful green leaves and pink flowers, but it still couldn't touch the sky or the stars. And then with summer, the pink flowers grew and turned white, just like the bright stars. And they began to turn into teeny tiny apples. But the great apple tree still could not touch the stars. And then with fall, the tiny apples grew bigger and bigger and bigger until they were ready to eat. The great apple tree was so proud of its apples that it forgot all about the stars until one day when the star fairy came back. "I brought you a basket of stars," said the star fairy, "but your branches are full of apples. How will you ever hold them?" "Oh, thank you, star fairy," said the great apple tree, "but I no longer need the stars. My apples fill up my branches and they're so pretty, I couldn't bear to part with them." And the star fairy thought for a moment and then she said, "I will give each of your apples one star hidden deep within. And every time a child cuts open an apple, he or she will see a beautiful star." And with that, the star fairy touched her wand to every apple and planted deep within it a star. And to this day, whenever you cut open an apple, you will find a star buried deep, waiting for you to discover it. I have my apple here, and I want you to help me discover my star. So here it is. I'm going to get a knife. And how you find your star is you don't cut down. You turn the apple on its side, and we're going to cut it in half this way. I hope there's a star. So if I bring it close, you can see a cutout of the star. You can see the points of it right in the core. Oh, how special! So today, if you have an apple at your house, have mom or dad help you cut it open and you can find your special star too.